What if the Nazis had won World War II? The world is a very different place today because of the outcome of World War II. The Allied victory over the Axis powers led to the formation of the United Nations, the start of the Cold War, and the beginning of the end for colonialism. But what if the roles had been reversed and the Nazis had won? Let's find out. Operation Sea Lion, the German plan to invade Britain, was one of the most audacious strategies of World War II. In an alternate timeline, this invasion is successful. With the British either heavily defeated or driven into a corner in their southwest, the Germans would control much of Western Europe, including the vital shipping lanes and resources of the region. This would make it very difficult for America to intervene in a war that was increasingly looking like a total disaster for the Allies. In our timeline, the dropping of the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki led to Japan's surrender and the end of World War II. But with the European war still raging, this wouldn't happen in this timeline. A Nazi victory in Europe could have led to a stalemate with Japan, potentially leading to a post-war world with two separate victors. But there are other possibilities as well. In our own timeline, the Red Army's victory at Stalingrad was a major turning point in the war, leading to Germany's eventual collapse. But in this alternate timeline, the Germans not only win at Stalingrad, they go on to capture Moscow, opening up the possibility of a German-Soviet partnership against the Japanese. Still, even if the Germans and Soviets were to join forces, it's unlikely they would have been able to defeat Japan without the atomic bomb. And so the first nuclear weapons may have been used in the Pacific anyway. But let's imagine for a moment that the Germans did manage to somehow defeat the Soviet Union and conquer Moscow. In this scenario, Hitler would have achieved his ultimate goal of securing the vital oil fields of the Caucasus and the warm water ports of the Black Sea. This would have given Germany access to the raw materials and naval facilities necessary to wage war on both Britain and the United States. With the British likely out of the war due to the success of Operation Sea Lion, Germany would then face only America. And although the odds would still be heavily stacked against them, the Germans would at least have a fighting chance. If Hitler had managed to defeat the Soviet Union, he would have also likely succeeded in conquering the rest of Europe. This would have given him control of the entire continent, and possibly even led to the creation of a European Union, something that the Nazis were actually very keen on doing. So who knows? In this alternate timeline, we may have been living in a world where Germany's military successes led to a more peaceful Europe, and maybe even a German-American partnership. But obviously that didn't happen. If you want to learn more about World War II, stay tuned for more information.